systems of Europe once possessed the world's largest locomotive fleet. Britain, France, Germany, with their extensive networks, employed engines like these in their thousands. In the post-war years, modernization began to change all that. Firstly, in Western Europe, in France, West Germany and Britain, the steam locomotive was relegated to the scrap heap. Then in Eastern Europe, in those countries behind the Iron Curtain. Even here, slower economic development has failed to save these engines from the scrapyard. By 1984, only one country possessed a sizable steam locomotive fleet. Only one place in Europe retained steam operation on any scale. Poland, a country of over 200,000 square miles with an extensive railway network. Here, political and social unrest have seriously hampered development. This is a country where even the most basic of consumer goods are rationed. It's small wonder that the replacement of an aging locomotive fleet has taken second place. Today, three basic types of standard gauge locomotives survive. Tank locomotives, designed for shunting and local passenger work. Express locomotives, the last of their type in Europe. Freight locomotives, like these 210Os. All of them powerful and durable machines. Kłodzko in southwest Poland remains a center of steam operation for all three types. These sheds have serviced engines for over 100 years. During that time, their outward appearance has changed little. Their design and layout is typical of the sheds that once existed throughout Germany and much of Europe. A half-round house with a turntable which provides access to dozens of tracks. Here, the myth of the romance and splendor of the steam age takes on a different perspective. These men undertake dirty, back-breaking work. Hours of cleaning and maintenance are required before each turn of duty. These scenes seem far removed from the high technology world of the 1980s. South of Kloczko and its engine shed, the flat landscape that constitutes much of Poland gives way to very different terrain. This was once part of Germany. Just 40 years ago, these forests and hills were the scene of bitter fighting. Today, this area is part of western Poland. And this snow-covered landscape reverberates to a very different sound. For a region which borders Russia to the east, winters can be severe. Between December and March, the thermometer rarely rises above freezing. The ground below this thick blanket of snow remains permanently frozen. The railways that run through this inhospitable terrain reflect this harshness, with steep grades and sharp curves. Kloczko to Cordova is a distance of 35 miles. The railway route covers over 48 miles. Near Cordova, a series of switchback curves carry the line a vertical distance of 600 feet. This viaduct marks the start of the climb. From here, both loco and crew will have to work flat out. If all goes well, the summit will be reached in a little over 20 minutes. We are now approaching the second of the switchback curves. Speed is down to 20 miles per hour and still falling. The steepest part of the climb is yet to come. With 2 engines and over 16 sets of coupled wheels gripping the rails, power is at a maximum. The engines that work this terrain are unique to Poland. The TKT-48. In common with other Polish engines, this classification contains important information. T indicates their primary role as freight engines, although nowadays they're also used for local passenger trains. The small letter T, their wheel arrangements, a 282. The letter K denotes tank engine. And the figures 48, their year of manufacture, 1948. Steam locomotives require fuel and water in great quantities. The traditional solution has been to carry a large supply of each in a tender coupled to the engine. These engines have no tender. Instead, water tanks are positioned on either side of firebox and boiler, with fuel being carried in a bunker behind the cab. Consequently, the range is limited. But they are compact engines, ideal for shunting and local freight and passenger work. Nearly 200 of these machines were constructed. Today, they're the only standard gauge tank engines left working in any numbers in Europe. Poland remains the last country in Europe where express trains continue behind steam haulage. And these are the only express trains left in service. The PT-47. P indicates their classification as passenger engines. T, their wheel arrangement, a 282. 47, their year of manufacture, 1947. The 1201 is a regular departure from Kloczko. Today she's heavily laden. Mist and rain cling to the rails, offering little adhesion for over 100 tons of locomotive. She'll have to work hard upgrade for the first 6 miles to stand any chance of keeping to schedule. Just 3 miles out, and speed has risen to 25 miles per hour. The grade has slackened to 1 in 100, and the whole train is beginning to accelerate. With the temperature many degrees below freezing, steam hangs in huge clouds in the cold, still air. Four miles out. Both automatic stoker and fireman are working hard to maintain a full head of steam, rhythmically feeding the huge firebox with coal. And such work manifests itself in clouds of thick, black exhaust. Over 5 miles out. This camera viewpoint marks the top of the grade. From this point, it's downhill for the next 10 miles. The steam engine is at its most spectacular, not only when climbing, but also when restarting from station or signal checks. This 47 is drawing to a halt near Nysa in southern Poland. In a few minutes, she'll storm from the station, working hard to maintain a tight schedule. Like most Polish engines, the PT-47 is a rugged machine with a design which is simple and unrefined. Compared with most other express locomotives, they are relatively unsophisticated, and yet, despite this, are capable of producing a high power output. With 4 pairs of 6-foot driving wheels, their tractive effort slightly exceeds that of one of Britain's great express locomotives, the 462 Duchess. These trains are the survivors of a long tradition. In their heyday, steam expresses traveled the length and breadth of Europe. The PT-47s once worked many of Poland's principal express trains. Today, only a few working survive. The least glamorous of all duties, shunting and freight work, is undertaken by several classes of engine. Most numerous are these TY2s. The T denotes freight engine, the Y, their wheel arrangement, a 210, and 2, their place of construction, Germany. They are austere, durable machines, built during the Second World War, a time when designs like this flourished, prompted by acute shortages of labor and materials. Since the war, they've become the workhorses of countless railway networks. The TY2s, or Kriegschlocks as they're commonly known, were always intended as freight engines. In Poland, they also undertake passenger work. This engine has just replenished water and fuel supplies. She's working a local passenger train near the industrial city of Katowice. In those countries where working steam power has become a thing of the past, where thousands flock to see a preserved engine, it seems remarkable that machines like this work on unnoticed and largely unrecorded. Today, Poland remains one of the few places in the world where working steam is not yet a memory.